Welcome to A Magical Life, Health, Wealth and Weight Loss. I'm your host, Magic Barclay, lead practitioner at Holistic Natural Health Australia and #1 best-selling author. In this podcast, I aim to give you practical tips on how to accelerate and sustain your health, increase your financial, spiritual and emotional wealth, and to look at something that haunts many of us needlessly, weight loss. In some episodes, I'll have guests available to give you even more tips, but in others, the floor is yours. Drop us a line at A Magical Life Podcast on Facebook and let me know what you would like to know more about. Now, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for you to create and truly discover a magical life. Hi, welcome back to A Magical Life. I'm Magic Barclay, your host, and today I have the gorgeous Karen with me, who is an entrepreneur, certified online business manager, business coach, and Amazon best-selling author of Stay-at-Home Mums Making Money, the 7 Steps to Starting Your Own Virtual Assistant Business. Karen has spent the last 10 years mastering the art of running a successful virtual assistant business while raising her 2 sons. Along with her continued education, training, and years of experience serving diverse and dynamic small business owners and online enterprises, she is considered an expert in the virtual assistant industry. Welcome, Karen.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Now, you have a very interesting story. How did you get into the virtual assistant area?
So I got into virtual assistants when my sons were 3 years old and 1 year old. And at the time, I was working a regular 9-to-5 job, and I used to experience so much guilt, mom guilt, dropping them off at daycare centers every morning and worrying sick all day long. I just didn't, that's not the life I envisioned for my kids or for me as a mom. I wanted to be present for them. I wanted to be available. I wanted to raise them myself, and I did not want to miss any milestones. I wanted to capture all of that in pictures. So while I was working the 9-to-5 job, I started really contemplating what I needed to do in order to make that dream that I had a reality. And so I looked at my skills, and cut the long story short, once I assessed my skills and researched, I discovered that, I could offer the same services from home. And that's what virtual assistance is. You work remotely, virtually from any location and serve your clients with the skills and gifts that you have. And so that's what I did, fast forward. And so that's how I started my business.
That is fantastic. Now, what kind of area were you working in beforehand?
I was working for a manufacturing company, and I was in the customer service department. I started just as a rep and then went up the ranks and became the customer service manager. And so those are the skills I took with me, and I started offering the same services in my own business. So my virtual assistant business specializes primarily on customer service.
That's fantastic. Now, Karen, we ask the same 3 questions of all of our guests, and the answers are always diverse and interesting. So here's the first one. What can your expertise do to accelerate health, emotional, spiritual, or physical?
Okay, so according to the new Stress in America survey conducted by Harris Poll for the American Psychological Association, money is the top source of stress in our lives. And so according to that report, 64% of Americans, and I believe that's a good sample, that reflects the whole world, 64% say that money is a significant source of stress. And also women tend to have higher levels of stress in general. And most of them say money is the number one thing that they think about, they worry about most of the time. And so my business, my expertise, which is helping women particularly to start virtual assistant businesses, the way that helps in accelerating health is that it gives women an opportunity to start their own business and to be empowered and to have more control over their lives and how much money they can make. And so being able to be financially independent and not worrying so much about money is a health benefit, as I see it. And so that's what my business does. That's how it accelerates health by creating opportunities for women to be financially independent and financially empowered. My own business hires many women who are looking for the same flexibility to raise their own kids at home and also make money, have a good income. And so that helps to relieve their daily stress, not worrying about money so much.
And how do you accelerate your own health?
Myself personally, well, financial independence has been a good health benefit for me because I don't worry about money. And then just being conscious about what foods I'm eating, and I really value sleep. I aim to sleep at least 8 hours every single day. So we're prioritizing my rest and also exercising. I try to exercise at least 45 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
That's terrific. Now, through your business, you said you give women the opportunity to work from their homes and raise their children. And we know that children that have the opportunity to have one or both parents around really do increase their educational opportunities and their life opportunities. So for any women out there that might be listening that, just see that the kids are not with them enough, what would you say about going down a virtual assistant path?
I would encourage any woman who has kids, because we don't have our kids too long. 18 years sometimes seems like a long period of time, but really it's not. It goes by so fast. And when I started my business, like I said, my kids were 3 and 1 year old, and now they are 14 and 12. And they'll soon be leaving. By the time they're 18, 20, 21, they're out. And so we have a very small window to spend quality time with our kids, to raise them, to impact them, influence them, to really impart all the things that we would like them to know and to have, so that by the time they're adults, they can become responsible citizens. And so that is such a joy. It gives you a sense of fulfillment when you see your kids thriving and doing well and excelling in school, in college, and in the workplaces. And so that joy is also a health benefit when you look at it that way, when you're not worrying about your kids, or their stresses do not become your stress because they're able to manage their lives successfully. That is a benefit to you as a parent.
Great. Now, what are your top 3 tips to creating wealth, be it personal, financial, or emotional?
I would say the first thing is just do what you love. Do what you're skilled at and are gifted in, that you love. I believe that we feel most fulfilled when we do what we like or what we enjoy doing. Another thing is to have a vision or a dream or goals for your life. Because without a vision, people perish. Without a vision, without knowing what we are aiming for, where we are trying to go, then we live mediocre lives. We don't feel fulfilled. We never accomplish anything significant because we are not aiming or shooting for anything. So having a dream or vision really gives our lives purpose and meaning. And when we feel fulfilled, so when we feel that we're doing the things that we were created to do, we really have a great sense of fulfillment and well-being.
And what's your 3rd tip for creating wealth?
My 3rd tip is work hard and stay focused on your goals. Many times we are stressed because we are trying to juggle so many things, yet 80% of these things actually don't really matter. And so figuring out what your values are, and those are the things that are really, truly important to you. Once you know those things and focus on those things and making sure that everything that you're doing aligns with your values, then it really simplifies your life. It's very easy to say no to things and, to have less on your plate when you really know what's important to you. So working hard and stay focused once you know what your values are.
Totally agree with you on all of those. And for anyone that is running a business from home or working in a business and you're bogged down with the mundane tasks of the business, be it paperwork or editing or, anything that's time consuming but doesn't just thrill you, then definitely this is where a virtual assistant would help, wouldn't you say?
Yes, exactly. Yep. 100%.
That's great. Now, Karen, we talk about weight loss here on this podcast, and it's something that many of us really needlessly worry about rather than just accepting that it's just a symptom of something else. So, how would you tackle weight loss?
I would tackle weight loss by stress reduction. And by stress reduction, I mean prioritizing yourself, taking care of yourself, doing the things that enrich you and enrich your life, getting adequate sleep and exercising, eating healthy, praying and meditating, or, just those things that really fill you up will reduce your stress levels. I find that when we are stressed, we tend to eat poorly, we tend not to exercise or work out, we tend to, don't sleep enough, we have sleepless nights. And so all of that ends up becoming this vicious cycle. And then we start getting discouraged, we beat ourselves up, we feel bad about ourselves, and that affects our mental well-being, our emotional state, and physical health. And so really taking care of ourselves and prioritizing ourselves, I believe, sets us up for success as far as weight loss, because our stress levels are reduced. And then also managing our time and focusing on the things that are really, really important and planning for our futures. Because research says that money is the number one stressor. And so planning, having a financial plan is going to help us not be as stressed as we tend to be. And so if we plan for our futures financially, save, invest, I think we're going to attain financial peace. And that's also going to affect our weight.
Totally. They are some great tips. And just before we continue, we'll just do a quick recap. So, the top 3 tips to creating wealth are do what you love, have a vision and set goals, and work hard but stay focused on your goals. Karen, that is great. And with weight loss, obviously taking care of yourself, managing your time and planning for your future are your top 3 tips. Now, to anyone out there who, as I said, is running their own business or even just at home trying to get, kids' pathways set through school or anything like that, we often come up, as I've mentioned before, against the mundane tasks that we just don't want to do. You said earlier that you got into being a virtual assistant by looking at the skills that you already had. So if we look at a mum who might be at home now and might be saying, well, I have all these skills, I used to work, but I want to be home. What do I do with them? How would someone get started with you as a virtual assistant?
They can connect with me on Facebook. I'm on Facebook, and my handle is karen.kamenwa.3. And we will get connected. I usually take anyone who's interested in pursuing virtual assistance as a business opportunity. I take them through a process where they take inventory of their skills, and they also assess their own lives, what their goals are and values. And I help them design a business that supports their lifestyle or the vision or dream that they have for themselves and their families if they are moms. And so through that process, I help them get very clear before they start the business, what kind of business they want, because you want to create a business that supports your goals and not the other way around. And then once we get clear on that, then I take them through the process of actually starting their own business. And so we go through all the steps, from registering your business to the equipment that you need, to how to market, how to position yourself, where to find clients, and all of those things. So the best way would be to reach me on my Facebook, and my handle is karen.kamenwa.3. Or they can like my page, which is facebook.com/stay-at-home moms making money. That's my Facebook group.
Terrific. And your website is www.stayatHomeMumsMakingMoney.com. Now that's mums, O-M-S. So, Karen, that has been some great information that you've given us. I myself, as I said, am an outsourcer. There are 101 things a day that I just don't want to do. It's not worth my time to be doing those. And I definitely outsource as much as I can so that I can concentrate on doing the things that I love. So you are definitely speaking my language here. How would you say being a virtual assistant and creating your business has enriched you personally?
So I've become a leader. When I started my business, I had no idea what was ahead of me. I thought I was just starting a business just to be at home and be present for my kids and raise them and just be a small one-man show, one-woman show business. But the business ended up growing and expanding to now I have 10 virtual assistants and 2 call centers that I subcontract with. And so we've become a big organization, bigger than I thought it was ever going to be. And so I have learned to become a leader through the process, because I lead various teams. I train my teams, I hire, I recruit, not only for my own business, but for my clients' businesses as well. And so this business has really, really turned me into a leader. And along the way, down the road, I thought, well, I have 10 years of experience. I have worked in this industry for 10 years. I've learned so much. And I still believe that there were very many women, mothers, who were exactly where I was 10 years ago when I started this business. And so I thought I can take all my skills and share them, everything that I've learned, all my experiences as a virtual assistant business owner, and help them create their own so that they can be financially empowered and also be present with their kids at home. And so I put all that information into my book, which like an Amazon best-selling book. And I captured all that information to share with women primarily, but of course the information is relevant to anyone who wants to start a virtual assistant business. And after that, I started coaching. I started a coaching business to help women to do the same.
That's great. Now, Karen, you've got a fantastic freebie here for us. Can you tell us about that?
So I have a freebie. It's a PDF document that has a list of the most in-demand virtual assistant skills or services that many business owners are looking for. And so if you're considering starting a virtual assistant business and you're not sure whether you have what it takes or whether the skills you have are in demand, then this freebie is going to help you really get clear about what's needed out there. And if those are skills that you already have, then you're good to go. You're ready to start your business. And if not, but you're still interested in starting your virtual assistant business, then you can also learn some of those skills and offer those in your business.
Great. And that freebie is at https://in-demand VA services. We will have all the links up on the podcast pages so that you'll be able to find that. But if you want to get in touch with Karen about anything to do with the virtual assistant realm or her coaching business, you can find her at www.stayatHomeMomsMakingMoney.com. Thank you very much, Karen, for your time. We've really enjoyed listening to what you had to say. and some great tips there. Now, coming up in episode 4, we have Kenna Dean joining us. She is an actress, a mum, an inspiring businesswoman, and owner of K. Dean Consulting. And she will be giving us her insight into health, wealth, and weight loss. For now, thank you again, Karen, for joining us. And listeners, it's now time for you to go and create your magical life. Thanks for listening today. Please subscribe to hear future episodes, leave a review, and share this podcast. You can follow us on Facebook at A Magical Life Podcast or at Holistic Natural Health Australia. That's holistic with a W. You can find us on Instagram at Holistic Natural Health or at www.holisticnaturalhealth.com.au. That's where you'll access all sorts of articles, freebies, and more.